Hey everybody, and welcome to Tech Bytes today. On Tech Bytes, we're going to continue our series on artificial intelligence, and we're going to be looking at two specific tools for teachers that give you the opportunity to create lesson plans and generate a few different learning activities that you can use in your classroom. Now, last week on Tech Bytes, we actually looked at ChatGPT, and I wanted to give you that foundational basis of that tool because it is what a lot of these tools are built on. And so, if you haven't had a chance to watch last week's Tech Bytes, make sure you have a chance to do that and get that background information, that foundational information, so that you understand how these generators work. So, today we're going to be looking at Teacherbot and at CoPilot. Here we go. So Teacherbot and CoPilot are both generators that generate content for teachers, specifically things like lesson plans, learning activities. And so let's jump in and take a look at these tools. So the first one we're going to take a look at today is Teacherbot. As you can see, this is very simple. It's a very simple website, and you've got basically four options here. We're going to look at three of them because the fourth one isn't quite up and running yet. That's this forward planning. This is based on curriculum, but they don't have the English curriculum loaded in quite yet. If you're interested in Scottish curriculum, you can use that generator. But so we've got three generators here that work fairly well, and the way that this is set up, there is a price to this. However, the free version gives you 5 generations per month. So you can use these tools 5 times each month without having to incur any cost. If it's something that you would want to use a little bit more frequently, there is a monthly cost for these tools. However, let's take a look at these three that exist across the top. So the first one says create anything, and it says effortlessly generate any teaching resource in seconds. If I hit this start creating, I just have a box here that I can type keywords and things into. Works very much like ChatGPT. You can also then click the buttons across the bottom so I can create a task, a learning intention, a lesson plan, or a stimulus. The stimulus is something like almost like a starter for kids to create an assignment with. The reading generator, you can create inference statements, comprehension questions, tricky words, summaries, main ideas. It gives you the option to put in what book you're teaching, what chapters, and then you can choose an age. So if you wanted this for 12-year-olds, you could do that through this generator. The writing exemplars is a way to create an example of a piece of writing. So you could say, I want a persuasive piece about social media. I want it to be 5 paragraphs, and I want this suitable for 9-year-olds, and that will then create an example piece of writing for that genre and those parameters. So again, very simple tool. I wanted to throw that one out there just so that you have a look at what that is. The other one that we're going to look at here is called CoPilot. CoPilot is similar, but it has a few extra generators that don't exist in the other tool that we just took a look at, the Teacherbot. So the recipe builder gives you a lesson plan, PowerPoint, so it will create a bunch of tools on a given topic. You've got a quiz builder, you've got a lesson planner, you've got a generator that creates educational handouts for yourselves or for your students. You've got a PowerPoint generator, which generates a 15-slide PowerPoint on any topic. Context builder, so that one you can use to scaffold your lesson with the context builder. It gives you some understanding of a topic. You've got an idea generator that generates a list of ideas for lessons, projects, anything else you could think of. The AI Freestyle is very similar to ChatGPT. You can generate a list of real-world benefits. You can generate a project. You can generate writing prompts. You can generate student reports. And you could generate parent emails. So if I wanted to create a lesson plan, for example, I could put in a topic and a course. The course you could just put in, 7th grade language arts, and it will give you a lesson. So this is an example of a lesson that is generated by this tool. Now, one of the interesting things about this tool specifically, CoPilot, is that when you generate, it creates a PDF, and you can then download that PDF, and you've got it right there. You don't have to copy and paste this the way that you would do with ChatGPT. So I put in informative writing. I believe I put in 7th grade for this as the course. And as you can see, it generates objectives, materials needed, the anticipatory set, modeled practice, guided practice, independent practice, some common areas of struggle when it comes to informative writing, and then a closure. So it generates a lesson plan that you could then use to as a jump off point for creating your own lesson plan on informative writing. So it's a nice little tool. You can also go back to CoPilot here. If you wanted to, like I said, the recipe builder, if you put in a topic, I'm going to go ahead and grab that informative writing topic, and we're going to keep it at 7th grade. And I can tell this I want a lesson plan and a handout and a PowerPoint, and I'm going to hit generate resources. Now this will take a little bit of time because it has to generate all of those tools. I noticed that when I was just generating a lesson plan, it took probably 30 to 45 seconds for it to generate the lesson plan. So this will take some time, and I think you saw a little bounce there. So it showed me that my information is downloaded. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So you can see that once it generates those resources, I've got an informative writing lesson plan, which is similar to the one that we already took a look at. I've got an educational handout, which looks like this. So this is the handout. What is informative writing? Purpose of informative writing, examples, strategies. So that's a handout that could be modified and then given out to your students. And then also on the list here, I have this informative writing PowerPoint, which you can pull into Google Slides very easily. So this is then the PowerPoint that it created. So we've got introduction, we've got purpose, we've got grammar and syntax, organization, tips for writing. So this is a 15-slide PowerPoint presentation that is about informative writing. So again, a good starting point that can give you some basic information that you could use to then modify and generate your own set of slides for talking to your students about informative writing. So these generators actually give you quite a bit of information. They give you quite a few tools that you can use with your planning process. And so I just wanted to kind of toss those two out to you. Again, they're called Teacherbot and CoPilot, and those will be on a list. I actually have created a spreadsheet of tools, and I'm sharing that with everyone. There are about 16 tools on there right now that are all AI-powered generators. And so those two are on the list. If you want to take a look at those, you can certainly open up that spreadsheet and take a look at the links right there for you. Hope you guys have a great week. Look forward to working with you again this week, and I'll talk to you next time.